Hello, hello, and welcome back to my little settlement here. Today we're going to research some of the things like concrete utilization study, and we will hopefully get better buildings for our citizens. And yeah, that's what we are going to do today. So maybe let's start with a little bit of research, and then we'll also continue to educate more people in this halls of residence, because you cannot ever have uh, too few professors. So people with higher education are always needed. Let's see, we're also building this sewage, and I think it's time to maybe start actually hauling workers. The thing with these pipes and with roads is that you need to use these microbuses in order to build them. Like, you cannot just walk over to the construction site. So you need to just haul people using these microbuses. And we don't really have enough workers here at the station, at the tram stop. So I think maybe what we can do here is reduce the amount of people that are working at the university, and then they will go to the bus stop. And then we'll hopefully have enough people to and maybe we'll reduce the amount of people working here by one. And then the missing people will hopefully go to the bus stop, and we'll actually start constructing something. And we can maybe increase here by one so that people with children are not slacking. Okay, now we've built a sewage plant, sewage discharge, and sewage pipes. So maybe next thing is water while we're waiting. Maybe I should do this in June. Okay, so we need a small water well. Like, we can technically take water from the river, but it's too dirty, so I think it will use way too much chemicals, which we don't really want. So what we want to do is just use a well, and then run it through a water treatment plant, and everything will be peachy, hopefully. I think we need to just build a gravel road that way, so that we have more space to build. Okay, now we're setting up the water treatment plant, and we'll probably just go with small pipes. Actually, maybe we'll just do medium, whatever. And then we'll run this pipe to here, and this will solve our water issues for later. Once our population grows, we'll need a lot more water. So, and our little trucks that we have, like this water truck, will not be able to keep up with the water demand. So we might as well just do this. Also, if we decide to haul water with water trucks, it's just going to create a bunch of, like, a big traffic jam here. So keep in mind that this is a major bottleneck for how big your settlement can get. So if you want to produce everything within the Republic, because because dealing with customs office is just going to be a pain in the ass, especially if you're using road vehicles like I'm doing. So yeah, keep this in mind. Oh, and also keep in mind that you need to not do that. Okay, they'll slowly start building, and we'll slowly educate our workers. We already have 44 people with higher education. I think first we'll empty this halls of residence. Once everybody here is educated, we will start researching. I don't really understand the issue. Operating without issues? Oh my god, I forgot. In case you didn't know, this game needs a pump in order for this thing to start operating. So we need this thing. Need to build it right like here. And we also need to demolish some of the pipes. So stupid. Ugh. Okay, so we need a demolition office. Demolition office. And we probably need to borrow an excavator from our construction office here. And we'll need to borrow this thing so that we won't have to buy like another vehicle. And then we'll set us as a source, which is going to be a place where we will export all of our like scrap metal and construction waste that we'll generate. So yeah, this is a bummer. Okay, we are having a bit of a problem. I forgot about winter. Please don't die. Come on, guys. Come on. Don't die. Don't die. Okay, it's going up. This is kind of a fuck up on my part. Sorry. Sorry about that, guys. We're slowly researching concrete utilization. So okay, now? Yep. Now it's finally working. Now we're getting water. Now this thing is full. The sewage is taking care of itself. We no longer need these two vehicles, but we'll keep them around in case there's going to be like a bigger settlement here somewhere. I don't know. We might need them at some point. Okay, I think there's a different problem now because I needed to make two pumps. I completely forgot about the pumps. Such an annoying part of this game, honestly. Like, why can't the water just pump itself? Why can't it go from here? Like, why can't it be like a pre-built feature in this pump, in this like facility? Ugh. But you do need the pump. Okay, we'll do it like this. And we'll We'll demolish this pump. We'll demolish like so. And we'll put the excavator and the trash stuff here again. Okay, now we need to build the pipe again. Yep, now it's going to work. Okay, now we're out of food again. Like, wow. Oh. Also keep in mind that once they graduate, once they get past 21, they will move on to this halls of residence. So if you don't want them to get a higher education, you can just relocate them forcefully into one of these buildings right away so that they can join the workforce if you don't need the higher educated people. I really need them, I think, right now because I'm trying to do very important research, but yeah. More often than not, you don't really need that many educated people. I think now is the time to build prison, courthouse, and a police station so that we can prosecute all our criminals. Because crime has become a very big part of like why our people are not happy. So we have to deal with that, and we also need an orphanage. What orphanage does is that it, if like one of your citizens dies, their kids become orphans, and those orphans will become criminals if you don't do anything with that. So you need to be careful. Mm-hmm. We might want to build an orphanage first before building anything else. Like a small one. Yay, we finally finished the fucking concrete. So we need to finish prefab panel construction and also something else. Prefab panel construction and durable prefab panels. So that's a total of 242,400 workdays. So yeah, that's going to take a while. But we have a lot of educated people, so maybe not actually. So let's look. We have 57% of our working population as highly educated, so I think this is going to be much faster. Okay, so now we have the prison, and we have the police station, and the courthouse, and so any crime that it gets committed will be patrolled, will be prosecuted, and people will go to jail. But yeah, I think this will have a minor effect on our overall happiness, though, because we don't really have that much crime anyway, so. This probably only makes sense if your settlement is already quite big, so probably was a mistake on my part, but I just wanted to build it for the future because I will expand this this little settlement once we have the proper technology. available. And we need a trash bin for all these buildings, so. And yeah, we'll soon research our first technology. So that didn't really take that long because I've sort of foregone the education part of this university and just piled everybody onto research. So we will probably be done with this quite soon. I'm just scared that I might not be able to research it in time, and I don't really want to build any more of these low quality flats. So that I can demolish them later. I want to build good apartments for like a lot of people. So yeah, I'm just speed running this research so that I get access to it as soon as possible. Yay! Research program finished. Hooray! We can research this, and yeah, we will have access to our really massive commie blocks. Maybe we can just do this so that all of our little town is preoccupied with researching the biggest, the most awesome commie block in existence. Yeah. So that we can finally build up our settlement here. Yeah, we have already reached capacity, so we need to speed this up. And once I have the research, I will just probably start demolishing these houses. I will relocate most of my citizens to the new houses, and we'll start demolishing these ones, and we'll probably build the new commie blocks instead of them. Yay! We finally finished our our commie block research, so we can now build these. But I prefer building, I think, this building. This technically costs more than the things that we used to build, but overall, if we count per worker, it's about on par. So here we have like 2 tons per 30 workers, and there we have like 13 tons per 180 workers. So if we divide 180 by 30, we'll get like 6. And so if we multiply 2 by 6, we'll get 12 tons of steel, as opposed to 13 here, but we also get like higher quality of flat here, like a much higher quality. So I think it's best we build these ones, and then we'll probably demolish all of this and just make a bunch of these high-rise commie blocks. And yeah, our citizens will be happier, sorry, and yeah, everything will be peachy. So let's start. Let's build first one here, maybe. And then we'll build 2 simultaneously, I feel. It's going to be very nice. So we'll do it like this, and then we'll probably build like a footpath here. And then we'll build it like so. Oh. We're almost done here. We're about to construct our first Giga Mega commie block. So, and yeah, we're done. It's getting heat, it's getting water, electricity, everything they need. And we got our first citizen. So yeah, education is coming along nicely. We need to clear out these people, educate them probably. And once they get their education, we'll probably just speed up research. Yeah. And we'll probably start relocating our citizens into the big building. And we'll also need to disallow anybody from moving into this building. So, and we also should probably build a dump for scrap metal. We're just going to use a free dump, and instead of throwing it out or selling it, we'll pile it on here. Scrap metal. And yeah, so let's do that, do this. Do this. And when we're demolishing, make sure to remove all people. Just because you don't really need the people to like actually work on this, so I feel like it's a waste. And now we build this one. Happiness will decrease as soon as they move. So watch out for that. We might want to increase the amount of sellers here. Okay, now I think we need to start the research because we already have way too many people in higher education. So we have like 69% of our population are like higher educated. So I think we need to start the research slowly at first, but maybe put like 4 people on it and wait till the people disappear from these halls of residence. And I think, yeah, I think the last one's disappeared, so maybe we can bump it up a little bit. We'll still have somebody educating, but not that much because we don't really have enough students. And now we should push our happiness past the 71. So maybe like 80, 82, I'm hoping. It will slowly get there once people get accustomed to these buildings. They have a quality of flats of 85, so which means that we can, in theory, get happiness around like 90. Oh, shit. We finally demolished our first shitty flats. So once we demolish all of these, we can maybe start building in their place, like these same buildings in their place, and they will fit a bunch more people. And also the benefit of having these is obviously you can fit a lot more people into much narrower spaces. Which means that you can fit much more people in the same neighborhood, and you might be able to use much more efficient like infrastructure, social infrastructures. So you can use bigger shops, which are usually more efficient at using labor. Hospitals that are also more efficient at using labor. And obviously, the increased happiness also increases productivity. So if we look at our average productivity, it's 86, 88, and it used to be, I think, 80 with happiness around 71. So we can maybe push it to like 100 theoretically with these new buildings. And let's see if it fits. I think it will fit. At least maybe two of these buildings will fit here, and maybe like one and a small one there will fit. So yeah, we will be able to fit like twice as many people in the same narrow space. Okay, we can build two here. So that's like 320 people. No, 360, I think. Right? Yeah, 360. So the entire population of our town can fit in this small strip, where it used to occupy like all of this space. It can now fit into like one. So yeah, and these buildings are pretty good. I think I'm not sure if I want to build one right now because we are kind of good on capacity here for now. So maybe we'll like build it once we need it. Okay, we can't build one here sideways. So maybe build one there. If we rotate it, yeah, I think everything will be fine with our buildings here. You can see our happiness is already at 84. So if we look at productivity, productivity is 90 average, which is pretty nice. Okay, now we've researched engineering. We can move on to the next thing, which is advanced engineering. And then we'll need advanced engineering study. Yeah, we have a long way to go here. But we are barely using any resources to do so, so we'll just fast forward until we get it. And we're done. Introduction to Metallurgy researched. We also have a bit of a build-up with people that we couldn't really educate in time. So maybe we'll just work on that before continuing our research. Maybe we'll. No, that's not the way we do that. So we'll do the research and maybe do it like this, so that we have 10 people educating and 10 people researching. Maybe like that. And let's look at our productivity. It's almost 100. So maybe just a little bit of maybe just 1% in terms of happiness will fix our productivity. Yay, 100% productivity. We did it, guys. Yeah. So hopefully we'll finish the research and then we'll start building our industry. We have quite a lot to be done. So yeah, I think we need to research that, then this, then this, then this, and then once we have the road vehicle production, we'll start actually building them and exporting them, and then we'll get our money up big time. I think we need to build at least one more building, and the reason for that is these buildings are not far away enough for this heating plant to actually get workers. So if you look here, like it's too far for them to walk. So we'll have to build something else here. We need advanced engineering. So we steel material fatigue study finished. So we need advanced engineering. Let's see. Let's go. Advanced engineering done. Now we need advanced engineering study. Okay, now we have to do conveyor belt production, and the next technology after that will be our car factory. So yeah, we're almost there, guys. Guys, actually, the field works. I think they can just walk there on foot and they will work the field. So it's pretty much like extra money with no investment. I might build a few fields around my settlement here, although that takes away people from the research, and I feel like the research is more important right now. So I don't know if it's worth it. That kind of reminds me of an old like Soviet tradition where students would work the fields and go to like plant potatoes during summer. It was very stupid because because people weren't really motivated to like work the field correctly, and the people that were supposed to work the fields, like the farmers, were also not motivated, and everybody just gave up on the potatoes. And yeah, but it is very lore accurate that we have the people working on research sometimes working on this field. This is something that has actually happened in the Soviet Union. Okay, now we're actually harvesting the crops. Let's go. Oh, they're doing it surprisingly quickly. I didn't expect that. And it's very, like, we've... how much is that? I think 1 ton of crops costs like... 1 ton of crops costs like 20 or something. Yes. So, I mean, it's not worth it, but okay. Maybe we'll just leave it so that it rots and makes the field more fertile. Okay, now the only thing that's left is this road vehicle production facility. So once we research this, hopefully we'll get a road vehicle construction facility. So we will just start making cars or trucks or anything like that. And we will hopefully be able to make a lot of money from this. I think that this is like the most profitable industry out there. Maybe next to like nuclear stuff, maybe that is more profitable. But this is probably better. Maybe it's time we build this thing because we're starting to run out of space here. Um, we're almost done here. 40%. Come on, dude. Finally, it's done. Yes. So if we ever run out of people, of space, they can just go here. And we should probably speed up our research because we have probably educated most people. Well, they're almost educated. I think a bunch of people died because there was kind of a mix-up with the heating. It always happens, but overall, our population is growing, so I don't think it's that important. You can see that most of our deaths happen during heating season, and that's because our heating plant does not have enough capacity to heat everything, or maybe there's always a mix-up with workers because I sometimes forget to have them, or I just don't have enough in my worker pool to maintain like a steady supply. There's sometimes not enough workers at this tram stop. There are always things happening. So yeah. Imagine if I had a heating plant that actually required me to like haul people to it. I feel like there would be just way too many sort of points of failure, and I would definitely spiral into a death loop. But here they are within walking distance, but that's not enough for them to actually like work 24/7. Because sometimes they don't actually make it to the heating plant for whatever reason. I guess because other working spaces are like closer, so they prefer those. But yeah. Okay, and now road vehicle production facility will be and come on. Done. Guys, we did it. We did it, guys, finally. It's almost 66. Year 66. We still have 8,000 rubles in our bank account, and we can now build a road vehicle plant. Let's look at it. Vehicle production line. How much does it cost? So 203 steel will give us like what? If one ton of steel costs like 300, or maybe even a little bit more, so 10 tons will cost 3,000, and 100 will cost 30,000. So 60,000, maybe 70,000 just for steel, and then the rest, I think it's probably like, I think it's pushing like 100,000. But we have that money, so it's not that big of a deal. Just to compare, like if we wanted to do clothes, how much would that cost? Oh, those facilities, they're actually not that expensive, so. Yeah, but still, like the amount that we can make on vehicles is just so much more than we can ever make on clothes. So I think it's going to be worth it at the end. And also, there's 500 people that can work vehicles as opposed to like 150 a pop for clothes, I believe. So we can make a much better use of our population. And soon we'll probably build more and more commie blocks. And yeah. Maybe we'll even start importing third world people again, just to fill those positions in the vehicle factory. But yeah, we might be able to build like there, and then build like a bus stop, and then gradually upgrade it to like a tram stop, and then we'll haul everybody that way. So now the question is where to put this factory vehicle production line. I'm thinking we need to go maybe 500, meters, 600 meters that way. The reason is because, as far as I know, these effects, like pollution effects, kind of stack. So maybe if I build them right here, like they will stack and it's not going to look good. But if I go that way and I build it 600 meters away, maybe they won't stack as bad. So like if we look at the factory itself, it only produces about like 1.5. So it should be like 500 meters away, 600 meters away. So yeah, I think it's going to be good. But the problem with that is we need some kind of public transportation in order to haul these people to the factory, and we need a lot of capacity. So I'm thinking maybe I will use buses at first, but then slowly transition into trams. I believe there are certain trams that can haul like 200 people or so. So maybe we can get some of those. Anyway, first we need to think about infrastructure. And here I kind of screwed up because you cannot put a road past these footpaths. And if I destroy this footpath, then my people will not be able to do any heating in this building. So we're basically out of heat, which is not nice. We need to think of a way of destroying this without disrupting the heat supply. And right now, I don't really think that there is a way. So, yeah. I don't know. Maybe we can. Maybe we can just wait till summer I don't really see another option here. And yeah. And in the meantime, I think we might as well just build a few more buildings, like here, because we're going to need a lot of workers if you want to actually make this thing profitable. So yeah, I think we will third world people, just a bunch, and then make sure, and then maybe start building, and then the school is going to be a bit overwhelmed from all these third world people, so I think I'm gonna increase the amount of people working here, just so we can handle the influx of uneducated migrants. And in the meantime, I think we can start researching waste processing and disposal. I don't think I will. Maybe I will set up the scrap recycling facility, just because I have like this scrap stored here, and because they will slowly produce metal scrap from the waste that they throw out. So if we look somewhere like here, you can see that there's a small percent, well, actually not that small. There's like 10% metal scrap, maybe even more than 10%. So it's not even small. You can see here, well, they're mostly accepting from these buildings, from the store and such, so they're not going to have too much metal scrap. I believe that the most metal scrap is produced by the residential buildings, so... And I think we need to build these things while we're waiting. And maybe we can just reduce the amount of people working in the... because we don't really need to research that, like, urgently. So what we need right now is we need to build this road. And for that we need manpower. And we also need to build this road. And that road. And this road. Okay, and that road. Okay, I think we can destroy it, and if, you know, the people stop coming to the station, I think we can just use like the minibus to haul them there, or maybe just get a couple of prisoners and get them to shovel coal. We can come up with something, I'm sure. Like right now we have a lot of people, and we can educate more rather quickly, so it's not that big of a deal right now. Okay, now we need to use an excavator here. Okay, research program finished. Waste separation. Oh, I think, yeah, we can actually reach to this building, so, and they have a couple of educated workers here, so. In fact, most of the people here have like basic education, so it's not going to be a problem. Okay, now we demolish this thing. We can return it back to here. And then we'll build a proper road that way. And then maybe we'll think about where we will place this vehicle production line. So let's measure again. So we need to have it preferably 600 meters away. So that's maybe like here. Okay, here. Here should be perfect. And then we'll build like here. We'll do it that way, and maybe we'll build like a bus station, like a free bus station here. And then we'll do it like this, destroy that, and then connect. Actually, like, let's just wait. There's no real need to connect this one right away. We have a bit of an unemployment issue, so I think we can start using just our labor to just build things that we would build with excavators, because we will use up that money for, like, to maintain the population. We will buy food, we will buy clothes, we will buy electronics and all that stuff, but you know, if we use them to actually do some construction, like, then that is not wasted, and those resources are not wasted. So, and they sort of speed things up a bit, I think. All right, we're done here, so we can do that. And we can set it to high priority. We will need a lot of materials here. So yeah, this is going to take a while. And meanwhile, we'll monitor our customs house for good deals on buses. I don't really understand. I think this one is a trolley bus, but I'm not sure. Like, does it say it anywhere? Something is a trolley bus. It usually is supposed to have like this electricity symbol above, if it's like not a motor vehicle, if it needs like electricity, I think. But I don't see any trolley buses, so I'm pretty sure like this is a trolley bus. If only there was a way to like distinguish between them. Like here we technically have a bus, but maybe it's a trolley bus. Okay, maybe we could just save and see if it's a bus. So yeah, it is a trolley bus. How was I supposed to know that? I wasn't. So fuck me, I guess. But we can just build this one, right? Because I'm pretty sure that like we will need the lines later when we start building tram. So we might as well just do them right now. I think that would be a smart idea. And I'm also thinking like, if I'm building will a tram thingy, will like a tram travel work for trolley buses? I mean, they should, right? Whatever. Let's go. Let's go. And we can build a connection. Like so. There's probably something underground that's preventing us from. So we can do this, then we can do this. No. We can do this. This thing's so awkward, dude. We can do this. And then we can increase bridge height. They'll basically dig like a small trench under this pipe, so we won't hit it when we do the underground connection. And then we'll do that way, and then we'll like do the same thing where we sort of dig under, and then we. Okay, I think we need some room in order to do that. What is this labor pickup hole? What does it do? What the? A bus platform. Is it like bus stop but better? I'm not sure what it does. Trolley bus depot. Maybe we'll build it like here on the way to everything. I think we need to build like a double road here, because when we are constructing, it will sort of be disruptive to them hauling resources to this big construction site, and we need a lot of concrete, so we need a lot of mixers to go through. And if the road is being upgraded, like, they can't go through. So in order to save time, I think we need to make like this additional road so that they can still haul materials even though it's a shitty road. Sure, they'll probably use a lot more fuel going down this road, but it's not going to be by like a huge difference. It's not going to make a huge difference, but we need to build this as soon as possible so that we don't, so that we have some usage for our labor, basically. This bus it's fast, but it kind of sucks in terms of capacity. I want a big boy bus. I think we need to build further. Yay, we have 22 tons. Maybe we'll leave it again. Okay. And it's done. These like electricity signs, I think it's a sign that like you have no current in your network, in your like trolley bus network. So we will get on that eventually. Okay, we have no food. Nice. Why doesn't it go there? I mean, they are only upgrading this road, so they should get in here just fine. I don't understand what the big holdup is. Why? Why can't it find a route? There's a road here, man. I don't really understand, like, what was the deal? Because they could have just went through here, right? Like, there's nothing holding them back, really. Okay. They've almost destroyed my city, dropped everybody's happiness to, like, 79, which is nice, because of, I guess, a bug. Like, if the road is divided that way, then they should be able to get food in. Like, if only one of the roads is being upgraded. Like, that's the way it usually works. I don't know why it works differently here. So, I don't know. This was dumb. This was really fucking stupid. Why doesn't it have food again? What's the deal, guys? Okay, the foundation is done. Now they'll start hauling the actual materials. I think I will finish the trolley bus infrastructure first, because I'm almost done here. So I think this will be good. I think the tram thing doesn't really work. So I might have made a mistake here. I'm not sure. Maybe we can do this. And then demolish one of them. I think we'll need to maybe draw like a connection here. Oh god. We'll put a connection here. And then we'll set a connection. Maybe that's like medium voltage there. And that will be enough, hopefully. Okay. Mm. Now we need to haul to the depot. Haul our trolley bus. And we'll see if... Yeah, it does. You can haul the trolley bus to our depot and... Okay, so let's see. Unsuitable as a stop in our route plan. Maybe if we build this one, it will work. I wish there was like a way to connect to the older road. Okay, maybe we can put it here. God, I wasted so much money. It's ridiculous. Okay, let's go. Oh shit, we got a fire. I built a fire station, right? So we can do this. And then they'll start extinguishing. Yeah, it's done. Easy. Fire is not a problem. Okay. Now we're cooking, I think. I'm not sure why this one is not getting built, but... maybe it's too far away. Maybe we need to do like this. I mean, it looks connected to me. Can it not, like, use tram stations? Yeah, I think we will need to build a trolley bus station because this doesn't work. The tram station doesn't accept trolley buses, so we will have to figure something out. And we'll also need to build a trolley bus station as well. So I'm thinking we'll put it here, and then we'll connect it to there somehow. Okay, and It's close enough. Okay, we'll do that. We'll do maybe this. And we'll also, I don't know, maybe do this, do that. I think we need to build a really big connection, big electrical connection to the factory, because I have a feeling that it will consume quite a bit of power. So if you look at our advanced industry, vehicle production, it's going to consume about 2 megawatts of electricity, so which is about as much as like this one big line. Well, maybe a little bit more, but a little bit less, sorry. But still, I think they need to have their own separate line. I think we might want to have this go along the road, like so. And then okay, maybe this is a stupid way to do this. Maybe we'll do it from that point. So we'll put it, let's say here, and then we have it go like so. Okay, I don't think that I want to. I just thought about how I'm going to connect this plant to this plant, and I might have to use a switch, and I don't think it's worth it to go through all this trouble. So I'm just gonna kind of give up. I already have a sewer, so this should hopefully work. But once I get some money from this factory, then I'll probably build a connection. But right now, I just can't be fucked. Yay! We finally finished this fucking trolley bus station. Okay, now it should actually work. So if we take people from here, I think I did it twice. We take people from here, and we go to over here. It should work. Hopefully. Let's go. Let's go. And now we'll use this bus, this trolley bus stop, as basically a building ground for our factory, and then we'll use it as a worker source, as a source of workers. Okay, why isn't it? It has lots of workers, so it should take. Yep, it's taking all of them. Let's see, where will they go? And they will go there. for some reason. Okay, they're building rather quickly, actually. Okay, nice. We got a sewage tank. And now we got a water substation, so everything is ready. We might need to build this thing, so let's see if we don't have construction offices assigned, so let's fix that. And yeah, this thing should be built quite soon. What about here? I think we've done like half the work already, so that's pretty nice. And it's almost done. We just need to haul some mechanical components. And this probably presents a problem for us later down the line because we'll need to haul raw resources somehow, and we don't have the covered trucks to do that, but we hopefully will have it in the future. Okay, our field is already sown. Nice. Okay. Okay, we don't have any blueprints, so I think the play here is to purchase a blueprint from a native country because they just have a better vehicles. So let's see. Cover truck, garbage truck. God damn, that's expensive. I'm thinking maybe we can buy like this covered truck. It's probably not the trolley buses. Covered haul. Oh, it actually is the best. I think this is the play. If we have the money for it, even though we'll have to spend most of our money on this covered truck, the only problem is I don't think that we have the vehicles to haul the trucks. So let's see. Maybe I'll see. Let's see. What about this? Oh, can it have all covered haul? Oh wait, that's the same. That's the Mark E that I just looked at, right? Covered truck. Yes. So we can haul it. The reason why I'm looking it up is because if you can haul it, like if they just go by themselves, then they will be considered a used vehicle, and the price will drop like 5 times. So they will drop like by 80%. But if we haul it using trucks or trains, maybe some time down the line we'll figure trains out. But yeah, right now we only have these open haul trucks, so we only want to produce vehicles that can be hauled with these trucks. So yeah, I think that doing the Mark E is the play here because I think we'll be able to make profit from almost any vehicle. but Mark E will be actually useful for us for our next industry, and will also be useful for this current industry because mechanical components, electric components, plastics, and fabrics all are hauled by covered trucks. So everything except for steel is hauled by these trucks. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to buy some steel. For that, I need some. Let me see. Some general cargo, distribution office. So we're not going to buy any more open haul trucks. We are just going to use the existing one that we have in our construction office. We're going to say, okay, you buy steel and then you haul it here. Now that we figured out steel, we can use one of our cover trucks, take it from the hauling to our shopping center. It might create problems, but I think we need to make a profit first, or maybe we need to make the first covered truck first, and then sort of, and then we'll use that truck as our primary vehicle for hauling these components. So we have covered trucks. So what we want to do is buy electric components, fabric. We also want to buy plastics, and we also want to buy what else? We also want to buy mechanical components. Mechanical components, and we want to haul all of that here. So yeah, it will hopefully start doing that. And we need those things ASAP because we already have people working, and so we don't want to waste their time. We want to actually use them for something productive or something that's going to generate money for us. And I think the move here would be to just build this thing because I think that they will produce quite a bit of waste. And if we can separate that waste, I think that we can actually make a decent profit from it. Like if we look at the waste and its composition, oh well, it's actually not that interesting. I thought that they would produce a lot of scrap metal because, well, they're making cars, right? So it would make sense if once they're machining the car parts or doing other stuff, like it would make sense for them to produce a lot of steel waste. Maybe once we have the steel here, and they will start actually working on a vehicle, and they will start producing metal scrap. Who knows? So we have fabrics. Let's look at our vehicle here. Now it's loading electric components. Okay, we need to buy the... Okay. And then we'll use this one. Hopefully, they'll start actually working on the vehicle. No, we don't have all the components yet, so we'll need to wait. We have electric components coming in. Okay, now the mechanical components. And now all we need is plastics. So yeah, hopefully he's hauling plastics right now. Yep. So once we have the plastics, I think we can start production. Okay, now let's go. I don't understand why this production percentage is alternating so rapidly, but yeah, it's kind of concerning. And we also have, maybe we can buy like 2 trolley buses. I'm not sure. Well, actually, maybe this one's, yeah, this one's doing fine. It has plenty of capacity, so. I think we can stop importing steel because we already have plenty of steel, so I don't think we need any more. Okay, research program finished. So we have, actually I think we might have to run this thing without any research for a while, just because we have a few people that are that are in the halls of residence, so we need to educate them first before we can move on to further research. And I think, what did we research? Insufficient or polluted drinking water. Okay, it's... So yeah, we did have to build like a water pump. I'm dreading building this thing because it's just... because we need to build a switch. And then I believe that we need to... build another pump, because we want to pump water from the switch further into our little what's it called? Into our like production facility. So, and we need a water switch. Oh, sorry, water pumping station, like so. Oh, it does actually produce a little bit of metal scrap. We're running into problems with food again. Just nice. I don't understand why this keeps happening. Okay. Okay, and now we just put it back. It's half done. I think it's time to buy a new trolley bus. Let's see, do we have anything used? Nope. $70. This one's cheaper, faster, and hauls more people. So, like, why would I ever buy this crap? Let's buy 2 more. And yeah, we can haul it using the open truck. So let's do this. And then we'll use this. We'll do that. And we'll haul it over here. And go ahead. Okay. Shop is out of goods again. Go figure. Because this guy bought too much electronics. Okay, and I think we need to build an end station for the trolley buses so that they can support line spacing. Bus platform. I think we will put it back to supplying our shopping center because I think we've bought enough components and we just need to use them all because we're kind of running out of money. And we don't have enough workers to really work continuously, so. And done. And done. So we have one Mark E, which we can sell for 47,000 rubles. God damn. God damn, dude. Oh my god. Is this a road depot? Yes. So we can do this manually for now. But yeah. Eventually, we'll probably figure a more permanent solution. Okay, let's go. Let's go sell our first vehicle. Hopefully our operation should pick up from now, because we will now have so many more like vehicles that will haul workers, so that our production is no longer stopping. So we can just continuously feed these workers into the factory. And we'll hopefully, once we build this end station, we'll be able to space them out so that they don't just follow one another, right? Actually, I think we need to put this one to rest. Where's the shittiest one? There has to be there has to be one with a lot of wear and tear. Yeah, I think this one will do. Now we have asphalt. Okay. We'll just need to install the poles and everything will be peachy. I hope. Okay. Oh, our next vehicle is almost ready. Oh, wait, did we sell the vehicle? Let me see. I could have sworn we had... Oh my god. I kind of screwed up here, so I think we can maybe buy the open hull. No, they're not in the used category, so maybe here. Logger, flatbed. So we need Mark E or Mark P flatbed. And we have the money for it. We just need to get to the NATO countries. So we probably need a bridge. I think this brick bridge is like the least expensive thing. And also we need to think about it will cost us quite a few bricks, but I think we can do it quite easily. Yeah, I think it was a mistake buying this blueprint, because it costs us a lot of money and we don't really have anything to haul it, so I wouldn't have to do this if I bought something maybe less expensive, but at the same time, I kind of need this truck. Like, my idea was I will buy the biggest truck and then use it to, like, for our next industry, which is probably going to be clothing. Okay, now the bridge is done. I think the problem will arise once I get ships, and yeah, no ship will be able to go through this bridge, so that's going to be a problem, but that's a problem for future me, so who cares? We need an open hull, and we probably need... Let's take this one. Okay. We're running low on money, but that doesn't matter because we can always just sell more vehicles. I don't think it makes sense to sell the vehicles to the NATO countries because they're a bit less expensive there. So if we look at resources, right? Like if we look at, I don't know, fuel, it's actually about the same both in NATO countries and in Soviet bloc. So if we sell it to the Soviets, if we sell the vehicle to the Soviets and then buy, let's say, fuel or maybe something more expensive like aluminium, and then sell it to the NATO countries, like we'll get a lot more money that way. So. Okay, now let's take this, load vehicles, and then sell them here. And then sell everything here. Let's fast forward. This is going to take a while because this road is quite shitty. Okay. Look at this long boy. Look at how long this thing is. I think it's twice the size of this. Well, almost twice the size. So let's see if it does the thing we wanted to do. Okay, why does it go to the... That's not the first stop, dude. Okay, whatever. Let's see, will it work? Okay. Okay, let's go. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. So that should total us about 2,000, maybe a little bit less. 200,000, sorry. So, yeah. That's quite impressive. Oh, shit. We're out of food again. Oh, my God. And, let's see. Okay, okay. So it's 48,000. So yeah, it is almost 200,000 that we have in our vehicle production line right now. Now let's see, maybe we've run out. No, we haven't run out of anything. So, but we're beginning to run out. So maybe we should use some of our vehicles to haul steel. Actually, now that I think about it, there's probably a better way of hauling steel. Where's our... I don't know. It's buying steel. Whatever. Like, this truck will go back to the vehicle production line, like, anyway, to pick up a new vehicle, so we might as well load it up with steel so that it unloads steel and then loads a truck onto its flatbed and then travels to the customs office. Oh, now we have a end station, so let's see. Let's add the end station. Oh, it doesn't have a power supply. That's not good. Okay, now export, import. Okay, and we've imported 16 tons of steel. Okay. I think the next thing is going to be improving logistics and probably increasing the amount of people that we have here, so that this factory is working 100%. Yeah, but we are already making quite a big profit from the vehicle selling, and hopefully we'll continue making that profit. Yeah. And then once we have way too many people, we might consider like building a new industry. I don't know. I'm just curious how much we're making off of just one vehicle. So if we look at this, it needs 12 tons of steel, which is about 450, 490, let's say 500. So 500 by 12, that's like 6,000 rubles. So let's see, 1.8 mechanical components. They're kind of, wait, they're a bit cheap. They're a bit cheaper than I've expected. So they're 867. They're 873. So let's say 875, just so that it's easier to calculate. So that's going to be about wait. So that's 16,000 minus 160. So that's kind of, it's going to be like 104, 1,400 and something. So yeah, that's going to be 6,000 plus 7,000. Let's say 7.5. And also we need, what else? Electric components. I think that those are quite expensive, but we don't really need a lot of them. So yeah, they're going to be 1,700, but we need about a quarter of a ton. A quarter of a ton, that's going to be about 250, 370 something. 375, let's say. So it's going to be maybe with plastics. With plastics, let's see how much the plastics cost. 800. And we need about half a ton. So that's 400. So it's about 8,000 all in all, right? 8,500 rubles in terms of materials. But what can we sell it for? Well, if we look here, we can sell it for 84,000. So we're getting a profit of how much? Is that like 600% profit? And if we're selling it to NATO countries, we're getting a profit of just like 300% or something, which is still a good profit. But I think it makes more sense to sell it to the Soviet countries, to like the Eastern Bloc. And then if we want dollars, we can just buy some raw materials from the Soviet bloc. Like if we look at different prices for different materials, they're actually not that different from one another, depending on where we buy them from. So if we look at, I don't know, what can we look at? If we look at clothes, let's say, so here we can buy for 1,800. Oh, sorry, we can buy for 2,000 and sell for 1,900. So it's much better to sell it to the Soviet countries, to like the Soviet bloc. Okay, so I think that this is going to be it for this episode. We've successfully created our first industry, and it's making us quite a bit of money now, so we have the money to basically do anything else that we wanted. I think what we want to do next is we want to expand our city a little bit, because you can see that our vehicle production line is not running 100%. So we don't ever see this go to like even 90% or 80%, which is not good. We want to use this building as much as possible before we need to replace machines and components, because every building has wear and tear, and so we need to use it in order to make our money back. Yeah. So I think we need to build more of these commie blocks, more of these giant commie blocks, and just get more like third world people so that we have more and more workers. Yeah. As for the next industry, it could be probably the best industry to get is going to be clothes, just because they don't require a lot of logistics, like say groceries would. Like food does require quite a lot of logistics, because you need to haul a lot of crops, and then you need to haul food, which is not exactly very compact. But with clothes, you can sort of compress the crops quite a lot, and the primary component of clothes as an industry is labor. So we don't really need to haul a lot of materials in order to make it work. So yeah, this is how you start a settlement. There are ways to do, some other industries. You can start with clothes, for instance, and it's going to go really well. Food, maybe not so much, just because, like I said, you need advanced logistics, preferably maybe a railroad, or you can have a setup where you have a few farms, and then those farms sort of lead to the food production facility, and then you export the food. You can also do stills. to produce alcohol. Those are really nice. What else? Yeah, I think those are the main ones that you can do right away. I would never recommend doing any building materials because those don't actually have a lot of margins. Like those don't have big margins uh, in terms of how much you get out of it in terms of money, and they actually require a lot of logistics. So yeah, I think I tried to do like brick factory and that stuff. Like you need to haul a lot of coal and you need to haul out a lot of bricks, and that doesn't really work if you don't have railroad. Um, yeah, but this barely requires any logistics because they will take a long while to produce just one truck, and that one truck will give you a lot of money. So uh, for your first industry, pick something that's not really that challenging in terms of logistics. Or you could maybe start by building a railroad right away, but it's maybe a bit complicated for new players, and you know it is also quite expensive. So you need to build a railroad. You need to build a building that builds a railroad. You need to build a depot. You need to sort of um, start with lines because there, you need research for a what's it called uh, for the distribution office, for the railroad distribution office. So you'll probably need to set up lines that pick up your product and sell it, and then it has to do so manually. So it's very finicky, and usually the industries that require a lot of logistics are not that profitable compared to, say, clothes or vehicle production. So you might want to not have it as your first industry. You want to make something that makes a lot of money first and foremost, and then branch out to other stuff to basically make a self-sufficient republic. Or that's the way I think it should be done. Uh, Mainly because you don't really have a lot of money to start. So yeah, I think we did rather well, minus a few hiccups with the transportation network, uh, and we didn't go into debt. I mean, we still had 300,000 in the bank when everything was set up. So yeah. I think I could have bought like a different blueprint for this factory. Could have bought like maybe a small car or something else. Simply because this big truck, it's useful for us, but it did eat up almost every dollar that we had. So yeah, we will have to come up with some way to make money, to make dollars in the future. So we might have to buy something from here and sell it there, and or do something funny like that. Yeah. Anyway, I see you guys in our next episode. So yeah, have a nice day.